She leaned in now, her tone more serious. Jason, did you ever tell her how much trust meant to you? About your past? Your boundaries? I paused. She knew enough. I told her about my parents. How their marriage collapsed because of infidelity and lies. I told her I don't believe broken trust can be fixed. Emma nodded slowly. But she believed love could override that. She thought you'd fight for her. She made her choice, I said quietly. And I made mine. I get that, she replied. But I came here for a reason. She needs to let go of this fantasy she's still clinging to, and I think you do too. What fantasy? That there's something unfinished between you two. That if timing were better, or the right words were said, things could go back to how they were. I didn't respond because somewhere deep inside I had wondered the same thing. Could I have done something differently? Did I walk away too fast? Emma continued, I think you're still carrying the weight of her mistake. Still wondering if disappearing was the right call. It was, I said, but my voice wasn't as firm as I wanted it to be. She told me you were kind, thoughtful, loyal, right to the end. And you were. She betrayed that. But the way you left, it shook her. It wasn't anger or chaos. It was clean. Final. Shock isn't the same as regret, I said. True, Emma replied, standing up. But healing won't come from punishing her forever or punishing yourself either. She paused, then added something unexpected. I'm not here to get you two back together. I actually came to say thank you. I blinked. For what? For showing me what it looks like when someone actually respects love. Mia didn't value what she had, but watching her lose it taught me what I deserve. She turned to go, then looked back one last time. I hope you find peace, Jason. Real peace. Not just silence. And I hope someday you love again. The right way. Then she was gone. And I sat there thinking. She was right. I had disappeared to protect my peace. But somewhere in that silence, I'd trapped myself in the past. Maybe it was finally time to move forward. 2 months later, I thought it was truly over. Then my phone buzzed. A group message, sent by Isla, one of our old mutual friends. It was an invitation. A rooftop engagement party. Private celebration. Downtown. I read the names. Mia and Lucas. It hit me like a punch. Mia engaged? I stared at the screen, trying to understand. Was this meant for me? Then I realized I was probably still in some forgotten group chat. Isla had likely overlooked removing me. I should have ignored it. But I didn't. I stared at that message all day. My mind spiraled. Who is Lucas? How long had they been together? Had she really moved on? By midnight, I had made a decision. I was going to that party. Not to start drama. Not to fight. Just to see. To find out if I still felt anything. I got dressed. New shirt. Fresh shave. I looked sharp. But I felt strange. Not because I still loved her, but because I wasn't sure if part of me still hated her. I arrived fashionably late, around 8:30 p.m. The rooftop sparkled under fairy lights. Music played softly. Laughter echoed. I walked up to the hostess. Jason Cole. I'm here for the engagement party. She checked her tablet. I'm sorry, you're not on the list. Of course I wasn't. Then I heard a voice. Jason? What are you doing here? It was Isla. She held a champagne glass, and her face went pale when she saw me. I got the invite, I said, showing her my phone. Group message. Her smile faded. That was a mistake. You weren't supposed to get that. People were starting to look. Heads turned. And then, through the crowd, I saw her. Mia. She stood next to a man in a navy suit. Lucas, I assumed. They were laughing with friends. She looked happy. Until she saw me. Her smile disappeared. Lucas noticed and gently placed a hand on her back, saying nothing, just standing beside her. Solid. Steady. And then I saw it. Shame. The hostess whispered into her radio. Security to rooftop. I heard faintly. Isla grabbed my arm. Jason, please. This isn't the place. She's moved on. I nodded. I'm leaving. Before I turned to go, I looked at Mia one last time. She was surrounded by people. Happy people. Lucas leaned in, whispered something. She nodded. They looked real. Solid. Safe. I turned to Isla. Tell her congratulations. And tell her, I hope she's really happy this time. Isla's expression softened. She's not the same girl, Jason. And I'm not the same guy either. Security followed me to the elevator. No scene, no shouting. But I felt like a ghost, someone who had wandered into a life he no longer belonged to. In the cab ride home, I stared out the window. That was it. Not closure with words. Not a second chance. Just witnessing the truth. She was gone. Not just physically, but emotionally. Spiritually. Whatever we once had, it was gone. That night, I got one more message. It was from Emma. You heard? She's engaged. Yeah, I replied. How do you feel? I stared at the question for a long time before typing my answer. Free. I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't jealous. I wasn't even sad. I just felt free. Like I'd finally set down a heavy bag I hadn't realized I'd been carrying for far too long. Mia's betrayal had once broken me, but I had let it define me long after it ended. It was time to stop looking back. The next morning, I called my sister. I think I'm ready, I told her. For what? She asked. To really talk. To move on. She paused for a second, then said the words I needed most. Come over. I've been waiting to hear that. So, I did. And that day, something shifted. I began to heal. Not by finding someone new. Not through closure for Mia. But by finally forgiving myself for letting her live rent-free in my mind for so long. We all make choices. Mia made hers. I made mine. And now, I choose peace. Not silence. Not revenge. Not regret. Just peace.